Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Meng. So it's a 135 scale kit from the VS-015 series. So in 135 scale we are getting the famous Kubelwagen. So it's a PKW.K1 type 82, and as you can see, this particular version is copying the North African vehicles. And the boxing style is surprisingly small, so here you can see this nice box art, but it was known before, and here is comparison with Meng. And well, the Kubelwagen, it's not such a rare, I would say, subject. Several manufacturers actually copied it, so that's why it will be interesting to check what is offered here. And of course, what I have here, it was purchased with help of you, so with your donations. And if you would like to support me even more, you have the link in the video description below, or you can do it with the big red button on the website. So first of all, the box size I already mentioned. We also have the list of the features, but we'll just check the kit and we'll know more about it. Here you can see the paint numbers in AK interactive designations, and on the opposite side you can see also some information about the kit, about the real subject, and the pictures of the assembled vehicle in 3D. So if we are talking about the kit, it's written that assembled model will be only 108 millimeters long, so quite a small build, and it might be actually attractive for some modelers who don't have enough space for other 135 scale builds. So what we have inside, as you saw, it's a top opening box. We have this small ad for the Meng contest for 2024. Okay, too late. And we have the plastic sprues which are packed or sealed into the plastic bag. I will have to cut through in order to open them, so just give me a second and we will check it together. So I'm going to start here with the Sprue C. And in the meantime, I can also remind you that if you're interested in the World War II topic and German vehicles, I've reviewed several interesting kits, so you can find it easily on the same YouTube channel which you are watching right now. And I usually do the detailed reviews of various kits, and this one is not an exclusion, obviously, so you will be able to check them as well. So first of all, here we have this clear plastic frame, so I will just zoom in and you can see that it's wrapped into this film, and it's done obviously for avoidance of the scratches and also to keep the parts intact. But as you can see, the molding quality is really nice, and there are no masks included, so in case you would like to cover this properly, you will have to do it on your own. And maybe some aftermarket will be available later, but it's not in the box. So here we continue with the first gray plastic sprue. As I said, it's Sprue C, so I will just zoom out. And here you can see the car body parts. So these are side panels. We also have the rear section of the floor panel together with the wheel fenders. This is the front section. We also have the separate doors here, and also more of the doors here. So everything looks fine, more or less. And we have the seat in one piece, which is really surprising because usually in 135 scale they're supplying it as the two-piece assembly. But overall molding quality looks really good. So if I zoom in and show you what we have here, so you can notice that the parts are featuring really good surface details. Maybe I will close the lenses so that it will be more visible, because the parts are molded in this light gray, so that's why it looks too bright on the camera. But this frontal or its side panels, as you can see, you have to be careful with this middle pillar because you can break it off and then it will be quite a funny thing to repair. Here we continue also with some other panels for the car. So due to this boxy design, I guess that's why Meng decided to separate it this way. Here, by the way, you can see the rifles, and if I flip over this plastic sprue, here you can check the interior details on the side panels. Here we have also this frontal and rear wheel fenders. And also here are the doors, which are nicely detailed from both sides. By the way, the seat is also nicely detailed from the rear, so it's not just a plain part, because it should be visible on the finished model as far as I remember, so that's why it was decided to copy it this way. And that's quite a clever approach in my opinion, so definitely a good thing to have in 135 scale kit. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag, and here it is also quite busy with the plastic parts, so just give me a moment. It's a Sprue A, and here we have the floor panel and seats with the supports. Also we have the steering wheel, the gearbox, and I can see also some parts for the external features. But again, I think it's worth zooming in and checking it closer so that you can understand what is shown here. So these are the door panels for the rear, obviously, and I like how the floor panel is detailed because we have a lot of things pre-molded. Obviously, it's a good material to be picked up with some weathering, maybe with washes. Next, we continue here with the headlamp cases, steering wheel. That's the drivetrain. Here is another part of the drivetrain. And those parts, as far as I remember, they are not used on this particular version. But we will have to check the assembly manual because usually it was used on the not African theater, if we can put it this way. But maybe I'm wrong, and if you know more about this, feel free to write in the comment section or just wait until we will be checking the assembly manual. Next, we continue here with the panels which will be installed inside. And overall, again, the surface details look quite prominent, so it will be really hard to lose them, but still it's possible, so try not to overdo the paint and primer layers. And if I flip over this plastic sprue, as you can see, the floor panel has some installation points on the opposite side, and the same can be said about some other parts. This seat looks nice because it has the interior details as well. And as for the door panels, I guess they should be combined with some external panels as well because they are made just for the thickness. Next, we continue with the Sprue B. So this one carries parts for the folded roof, also the wheel rims, so that's why I'm zooming in. And here you can see also the gun stand. I guess this is again something what is not used in today's build, but who knows. And also here we have the jerry cans which are molded together with the clamps. And also here we have the drum brakes and some towing hooks as well. If I flip over this plastic sprue again, so here you can see the guiding elements for these parts, and some of them are really tiny, so it might be a wise idea to have tweezers handy. And just to give you a closer look at these wheel rims, here it is, and the brake drums as well. And of course the jerry cans. Okay, so for jerry cans, what I can say is that it's a shame that they are not molded separately from the clamps, because this way you would be able to choose whether you would like to have both of them or just to pick one and another clamp will be empty. Here you will have to do some scratch building in order you would like to have the empty clamps. Here we continue with the vinyl tires. And again, I will zoom in so that you can see what we are talking about, because these are typical vinyl tires. We do not have any details on the tire walls, and the tire pattern looks more or less okay, but I have no doubt that we will see some aftermarket, because this is a 1/35 scale armor kit, and that's why it's better to have 3D printed wheels, which will look a bit more realistic in on the assembled model. Next, we continue with the decals. So I'm just checking where they are printed, because there is no mention where they are coming from, but as you can see, the printing quality looks rather good. We also have some interior decals as well, so it's just a matter of applying them on the model, and I hope that there will be more than one marking option included here, so we will check it in this nice color printed manual. So let's zoom out. Well, at least the cover is color printed, and we will see about other pages in a few moments. So let's open it. Here we have short history note. It's written in English, Chinese, and even Russian, so you will be able to understand if you know any of these languages. And next we have some safety advices and assembly advices, and here we have the assembly process. So first, to start with the chassis assembly, as you can see, this wheel axle is molded as a single piece part. You just combine it together with the drivetrain panel, and that's pretty much all. And then we also, well, what is interesting is that this rear and front wheel fenders assemblies are molded as one piece, as you remember, so you will have to install them on the separate slots. And this might be also a perfect opportunity to think how you would like to mask the parts. Maybe you would like to pre-paint something, because later it will be difficult to reach. So try to check whole manual in advance in order to understand this. This panel, this weird panel, was actually the guide, or actually guard, for the drivetrain, which is quite interesting. And here we have also this skid plate. This panel is actually used in this version, so this is the floor panel, which is installed onto the bottom panel. Next, we continue with the trunk. So as you can see, the rear body assembly consists out of 3 parts which are installed onto the chassis. Then you continue with the body assembly for the side panels being in place. And then here you can see the front hood assembly, which is also combining several parts, but unfortunately there is no engine included, as you can see, so no open hood option included. But next we continue here with the seats, the spare wheel getting in place. We also have the instrument panel, and then the wheels and the headlamps, the roof. Then we have the separate doors, and you will have to use the square doors. Why I'm surprised, because I thought it would be this triangular shaped doors, but no, we are using both square from both sides. Then here you can see the Pioneer tools, which are molded with the clamps, by the way. For the windscreen, I can see that actually the part is inserted this way, that maybe you can pre-paint the frame and then just insert the clear part, so it might be also working. And here you can see the few jerry cans. So actually these clamps are molded from one side, and then still you have to combine with more parts and place it on both sides of the vehicle, or you can just omit them and then build the vehicle without it, because here on the marking option we have it without the jerry cans from what I can see. They should be in the front. And that's the first marking option, by the way. Next we continue with 2 more. And I wonder why the jerry cans are not shown on either of them. So I guess it's just meant to be decided by you how the jerry cans will be installed. So 3 marking options. We also have the parts map here. We have the paints chart, and also some after sales service, and that's pretty much all. So quite a thick assembly manual for such a small kit, but there is a lot of useful information as well, and it's good that the marking options are printed in color. And as for the whole kit, it should be already available, and of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.